And three.
So this space is really cool. I love the boulders, I
Thanks.
love the fireplace and the chunky stone. How did you even begin to figure out what size it should be, where it should go? How did all that happen?
Well, so living here as a family of four, we like to entertain. The girls are teenagers and they wanted to have a space to have their friends over and hang out and be outside rather than in the used to be playroom, now tween room. So anyway, they decided to come on out, take a look around, and we worked together with the homeowner to decide place that used to be there, but that doesn't necessarily mean that's the best place to hang out. So we brought the patio down here to work well with both the access from the driveway and from the deck.
Is the fire pit new?
The fire pit's new.
So I love how you built this so it's high enough that you can sit on it like it's furniture. It's a chair, but you can also be close to the fire.
Exactly. You need to be in marshmallow roasting range.
That's beautiful. The same stone that's on the cap, I see you've used it on the ground and on some of the stairs too, in thicker versions, right?
You know, and so the steps are slab steps. The homeowner had an awesome amount of stone already here. So the pieces that were large enough to use and incorporate, we did. And then we brought in what we needed to finish it up. The boulder walls are planted with sedums and beautiful little ground covers, and it holds it together. And it's kind of like the glue because you don't mortar this type of wall in.
That's so cool. And it looks very natural, like it's always been here.
Well, we used a lot of native material. We used a lot of ferns and leucothoi and native azaleas. Bless you. Thank you. And you know, and so the space itself is kind of growing in. It takes us more out to the creek and the area behind the house, and it starts bringing some of those elements of nature right up here into the backyard.
I love it. It's like you're in the city, but you feel like you're up in North Georgia. You're in this beautiful retreat. Just fantastic.
The deck was here. It's an Ipe deck, and it's a beautiful deck. We put the underdecking in and revamped the patio underneath it.
Revamped?
Well, the stone was
You vamped
here.
it again?
We did. We vamp. We lifted all the stone because it was set on a sand base rather than a mortared in base. So the stone pieces themselves are all reused, which in this case leads to some smaller pieces than you would normally find in a well done patio. But it was about reusing what was here. That was important to the homeowner. And as well, you know, just making this a more usable space. So ceiling fans to keep the mosquitoes at bay. Using the spa space, it's kind of tucked into a corner that is not necessarily the most comfortable place to be. Really, it's kind of dark and a little cramped, but you can have
Maybe that's what you want when you're in a spa, though.
No, that's a good thought. I hadn't really thought about it from that
It's
angle.
like the corner booth at the restaurant. You can sit back and enjoy your glass of wine and solitudeness.
So you can be in the spa, you can have, you can have 25 people out here. Between the patio space around the fire pit and the patio space underneath the deck, and then up on the deck, it's easy to entertain a whole house load of people here, or teenagers, or whatever it may be.
Yeah, it's very cool. I love it. I could hang out right now with a cup of coffee and spend the day.
So we use native plant material over here. We've got a big leaf magnolia in the back. We know as things grow in, we've got some keeper trees here, and then we've got some trees that ultimately may end up going by the wayside. And so the magnolia is strategically placed so that your views from inside the house to outside, as that tree gets up, you'll see it as you look past the fireplace and out the windows. Then we've got some sweet shrub and anise and native azaleas and native ferns, and so
But it's a little bit of, it's a mixture of both because we love nature and we want to work with nature, but you can't always use all native plants. There's some great
there's
qualities.
some really
for
cool
some
plants that are
non-native,
not native. Yeah,
but they have to look sort of native. So it's really a balance. It's a bit of an art and a bit of a science.
exactly. Nice mix of evergreen and non-evergreen. But in all it works well. The yard, the yard is a struggle with drainage. We get a lot of water back here. We have a high water table with the creek right behind us, So it's really a challenge to kind of find the limits of where the sod will work well, and where the plants will do well without rotting out at the base.
So it's a journey. You can, as much as we try to use our experience to design something that's going to be right from the start, it's nature. Things change, water moves in ways that are oftentimes unpredictable. Plants grow and thrive in some conditions and not in others. So we're sort of like doctors in a way. We'll try it, we'll do some things, but knowing that it's a living thing.
Doctor.
It is a living, breathing organism in its own way. So part of our job is to explain to people the process, that we're going to do this beautiful yard, but it's going to change. It is supposed to change. Nature, the whole point of nature is that it grows and evolves, and that's the fun.
Exactly.
But that means some things are going to do well and others aren't. And if you prepare people and prepare the yard as best you can, then you can really have a great journey instead of a, oh my gosh, it's a, okay, let's try this.
Exactly. Things don't. It's not stagnant. It's not going to stay the same. It's an evolution, and so if you can plan for that evolution, then you will have success, like we did here.